controversial parenting styles we've got today. Obviously, as parents of a nearly 17-month-old. It goes quick. So when she gets to 2, do we just say 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's from birth,
from 12 till
birth till 2.
Yeah.
That's when it's like 16, 17, 18, because it's kind of, you're still monitoring their stages and their phases.
I saw a TikTok recently when it was like, we stay at months because like this is a 1-year-old and they'll show a clip of it. And then like if you took a video of Oliver bang on a year compared to now, it's mental.
Yeah, but I think from 2 it's pretty steady
2,
going.
3,
it would be weird going, oh, she's like 47 what?
Yeah, can you imagine? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Oh God, we've nearly got a 2-year-old.
Oh, it's nuts.
Yeah. Right. So anyway, swaddling. You know, the age-old art of wrapping a baby in a receiving blanket like a
burrito.
Yes. Well, some think it could be hazardous for babies. Critics say swaddling could cause problems, including hip dysplasia, overheating, and inability to wake when necessary.
Olive personally didn't like being swaddled.
Olive weren't a swaddler.
She didn't like it.
No. It did help.
But she was a hot baby, to be fair.
It helped sometimes when we did swaddle her, but like
tried to.
It weren't like a swaddle. It was very loose swaddle, I'd say.
Yeah, it's meant to make them feel like quite comforted and wrapped. Because if you imagine being in the mum's belly, they're like all squished like this. So it's essentially the same mimic of just keeping them all tight.
I obviously think don't fucking wrap your baby up like a really tight burrito.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's just again a bit of common sense. If you're in a hot room, don't put a baby grow and a swaddle. Just swaddle. Like.
And I think with the hip dysplasia thing,
is that proven?
It comes with like. Don't wrap them up that hard.
I've never seen a swaddle that's tight around the legs, so I don't know why they wouldn't be able to move their legs in a swaddle. The swaddle is mainly meant for their arms.
Yeah, we had to
I don't know how that would cause hip dysplasia.
Hips, didn't we? Because you've got clicky hips.
I've got, cheers. I've got gammy legs.
I've actually got clicky hips now as well, so...
But my hips deformed. Like,
mine's just because of old age.
Yours is just weather. Yeah,
mine's because I'm getting knackered.
Like mine's actually on a scan.
What do I think of? I don't think this is a yes or no. I think every baby's different. I think some babies might like.
I would argue hip dysplasia, but I've not seen any research on that, and nor when I did research did I see anything on it. No, and I still can't envision how you'd, unless you're wrapping them like a mummy. Like.
Yeah, I think I think every baby's different. Some babies will love to be swaddled.
Yeah,
some babies just won't.
Yeah,
and like our baby weren't really a swaddler.
Do you know how to swaddle?
I do know how to swaddle. I've swaddled.
Can you do it with a blanket, not the actual cheap ones?
No, I done it with the cheap ones. Yeah.
The ones with the Velcro on. Yeah.
I can swaddle.
If I gave you a square blanket, could you do it?
I think so.
You reckon?
I think so.
Yeah.
Not as smooth as you, but I think so.
I want a little potato baby back. We saw one the other day,
we saw a proper baby the other day.
I want one. So fun.
Ferber method.
Yeah.
Parents let their baby cry out to help them sleep through the night.
Right.
Critics say leaving baby alone to cry without comforting it is cruel and emotionally scarring.
Yeah, well,
we're not a crier outer, are we?
We've never been that. Have been. No. I think it's actually really quite sad.
I think it is sad. It says cruel. Realistically, it is.
They're literally screaming for comfort. They're scared. They're worried. They're on their own.
They can't say anything. So their only way of letting you know that they're not happy is by crying.
And the thing is, like, because you kind of went through a phase of, why is she crying? I'm like, you have to understand. They're with us all day, and then all of a sudden they're in their dark room on their own at night. Like, where the hell has mum and dad gone?
Yeah.
Why am I on my own? Like, that's kind of terrifying, really. Yeah. Like, oh, we're clocked off. Bye. Fucking hell, where have they gone? Like, it's scary, but we've now got a sleep consultant.
We do,
bro. We're
cooking though.
16 whole months of not sleeping.
But we're cooking.
Yeah, we're cooking. But it was like, I said to the woman, I was like, me and her dad are arguing at like 3 a.m. Like, it's not fair. We're like it's just getting too stressful. We're by the way, it's not
tired. Like we're getting the arse. We have like a system. We literally swap every night.
Yeah.
So the issue we was having is like some nights when you should be getting your sleep,
we're not.
You wouldn't. So then in turn you'd be a little bit arsey because it's like
it's meant to be my turn to sleep and I can't sleep.
Whereas now it's great.
But this is what we're saying, like, and I put it on my Instagram and shouted her out and I said, oh, she's great, and people were like, oh, tell us what she said then. Like, no, like it's
ruining her business.
They said gatekeeping ? What? That's her business. I'm not. Oh, by the way, she told me to do this, and then just share it to 800,000 people.
Yeah.
Like, if you want her service, it's great. I fully recommend it.
And what's great is we're in like a WhatsApp group chat together. So like anything you query, whatever, like
gets back straight away as well.
Like instantly.
I put one in at like 4 a.m. She was like, "Oh, have you tried it?" And I said, "Oh my God, did I wake you up?"
It is really good. Yeah, it's really good.
Like, but she's slept through. So the first night she threw up, and I was like, I don't not trust your methods, but she up, and I said, "How many babies throw up when they cry?" She said about 3 in 50, and I said, "Brilliant."
We've got one of them.
But she slept through.
Yep.
All 4 nights other than 2, and the first one was the first night and the other one was teething.
It's amazing.
But she slept through every night.
It's amazing.
It's nuts.
And I did my own like reading up on it because I was fascinated by the fact that like it's the steps that we've done seem so simple. So I was like, fuck it, let me do some reading. And it turns out that babies just have like this inner cycle that like if you put them to bed between 7 and 8, the chances are they're just going to sleep the whole night.
Yeah,
which is mental.
Yeah,
like this morning we put her to bed slightly later last night. I think she went to sleep probably
like
about
7:20.
Yeah, but I think she actually probably went to sleep at about just before 8. Yeah. And she woke up this morning at 20 to 7, went down for another 10 minutes, then got up about 7, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah, but we texted her last night, like, we're having a bit of trouble. She went, "Did you put her down at 7?" We was like 20 past. She went, "Oh, yeah." I'm sorry.
We are sticking to everything, all the tips, like her naps throughout the day, everything, we're sticking bang.
Even like we go to my mum's for a Sunday roast, I'm like, it's going to have to be at our house or something because I'm not willing to now disrupt that cycle.
Yeah,
like,
we want it to be nailed so much that like, it just becomes effortless.
Yeah, like, and she did say, because I know people are now going to be like, "Oh, but no, you can't live your life or go out." Like, I think it's just for the first few months.
That you got to firm it.
And then I think the goal is they know it's 12.
I'm putting myself.
I put myself to sleep, whether that be in the pram, the car,
or like,
whatever.
Yeah, whatever's happening. Like if say we're on holiday or whatever, if this happens, it means I'm going to sleep. Yeah. So hopefully, once we get all the association down, bosh, love it.
Exactly.
Free range parenting. Free range kids author Lenore Skenazy came under fire after writing that she let her 9-year-old ride the subway by himself. How could she put him in harm's way like that? Some publications even dubbed her America's worst mum. See, remember when we was driving, I think it was to the podcast studio, and there was that little boy just in the middle, like on the crossing, and I said to you, I was watching him, and I was like, I can't. Looking at him, I'm trying to picture Olive, like just going to the shop by herself, and like I really struggle with the processing that she's just going to do that.
I always feel like the appropriate age really is like year 7 because you're kind of leaping them into a new life of independence and growing up.
I started going to school and that by myself.
But I do think it's a watchful eye from parents. Dad get in the car 5 minutes later, follow him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not in the Lambo because you got fucking no chance. Oh, Dad's here. Like, do you know what I mean? You can take my mummobile.
Yeah.
But I do think 9 years old is nuts.
9 years old is mental.
They're small. Even year 7s, they're tiny, aren't
but I do think year 7 is an aspect of you're in secondary school. You're going to be a grown up. But and I think if they walk or get the bus with other people, like their friends, I think
fine. Yeah,
it's fine.
It's fine.
Safety in numbers. I think you're all right. But yeah, I do think the alone thing. If she, year 7 and she was traveling in school alone, I probably would still want to take her.
Yeah, of course.
I still want to take her. I think until you got a group of friends that are local to you that you can travel with or whatever.
And that's when you give them a phone as well.
Yeah,
year 7.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, that 9 years old seems too young. I wouldn't like that.
Oh, 100%. That's who, I think of the boys next door. She just said his turned 10.
Yeah.
Can you imagine him tiny tot off on the... Like, the thing is, I couldn't even do trains at like 14, 15. I'd be so scared. Yeah. And they said subway, so it's definitely America.
No, it said, well,
so I didn't
ended with America's worst mum.
Yeah, but before that it said subway, so I worked out then. Like, it don't sound great. There's a lot of bad people in America as well.
Yeah, well, those are controversial parenting styles, and I suppose we don't agree with any of them.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think swaddling's just like, again, if your baby likes being swaddled, it likes being swaddled.
Yeah, we've never really done it. She didn't like it.